Hello everyone's. I'm Lady T506. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and make sure your notifications are on. I'm here for American Horror Story Season 7, Episode 5. Beverly, she's meeting up with her boss, I believe his name is Bob, to show him her latest news story, the killings that are going on. And he tells her it's too early in the game to call this actual serial killer, so dial back on that. But she tells him this is the news that people want to hear. They want to know what's going on in their neighborhood. They don't want to know what's the latest, puppy adoption that old girl was doing. That's not what I'm about. I know you was sleeping with her, so you was giving her all those stories, but this is what people want to know. And he threatens to fire her. And she tells him ever so, calmly, well, you do that, then I'm going to go tell any and everybody who will listen, because they do listen, that you were sexually harassing that recently deceased reporter. And I don't think you want that. So he tells her, get out of my office. And this is when I knew that his days were numbered. Like, she's a part of Kaya's crew. She's going to get you back one way or another. So, Kai and the crew meet up. And this new dude, I'm not even sure who he is or how he got recruited. I know Beverly Winter, of course. And we have Meadow and her husband, Policeman, Chaz Bono. Cannot think of his name right now, but Chaz Bono. But this new recruit, not sure where he came from. But he's like, why does Kai need to run for city council when we can just scare people as it is? Well, Kai's thing is, we're going to get the people so fearful that they're going to need somebody to run to. And people run to people who are in office, people who are in charge, i.e. me. But I'm like, you're causing fear so people can run to you so you can save the day. I'm not really understanding the logic of this right now. If somebody can please explain that to me, like, okay, everybody's fine at this point, but we're going to cause fear and havoc and mayhem so people can have somebody to run to, and that person is going to be me because I'm here to save everybody from this fear and mayhem and panic. I'm not really sure, but Beverly lets him know that people are not fearful from what they hear. They're fearful for what they see. And by the way, my boss is getting a little suspicious of me, how I keep on showing up to all these scenes and I'm not giving out any person where I'm getting all these clues from, all this knowledge. My go-to person for all this, I cannot think of the name right now. That's why I'm keep on talking and thinking it's going to come to me. But my source, that's the word I'm looking for. She says I can't give up my source. So this is when, okay, we have to go to Bob's house. I believe that's what his name is. And we just gonna have to kill Bob. That's what we're gonna have to do. So, Allie, she is at her therapist again. She has another fear. She's a germaphobe, but now it's increased to where like she's like seeing things, and my skin started to crawl when I seen that bug come out of her skin. Now, I've had this conversation before. When I see like things like that, I gotta grab onto my right shoulder. Not really sure why, but I'm like, oh my goodness, that is like making my skin crawl, because she was scratching and then a bug came out. It was very much the opening scene where that bug was coming out of the back, and I'm like, no, can't do that. And then they gotta add that creepy music at the intro that just, but anyways, she's having these feelings right now. Then on top of that, she can't see Oz like she wants to since Ivy then took Oz out the house. And she's like, I'm having, court supervised visit with my own son, and I don't even know how to act with him because I'm so nervous. I don't know what to do. And then on top of that, I can't go to a hotel because Ivy has canceled all the credit cards. The only property I have is the restaurant, and that's tied up in some stuff, and like I'm barely making it right now. And she's like getting to thinking like it's almost as she planned this, because things went too fast and too smoothly. But you know, therapist, he has to keep her on the fearful. You can't get the doggone knowing things and, you know, adding one and one together and getting two. I'm gonna need you to stay on this crazy train and work on you. You know, forget about what Ivy got going on here. Work on you. Stay on this path. Stay on that germaphobe path. Stay on that you feeling like there's bugs crawling on you. I'm gonna need you to stay here. But hopefully Allie potentially knows that, hey, this is too much to be a coincidence at this time. But we shall see. So I was wondering what caused Ivy to just completely turn on her wife. Like, y'all been together this long, and these people come in, and after one meeting with Winter, you're over here killing people. And I just need to know, like, what was the last straw? It was because of the way Allie voted. I'm like, really? Because she voted this way. You're blaming this solely on her because you feel the way the country has turned out. Like, really? And you're going on to get with these people who are killing people just to make your wife go crazy? You sound crazy. Like, I'm so mad at her because she voted this way. She didn't vote for Hillary, even though that one vote would not have helped at all. But since, you know, she was one of the people, and I can't get back at them, even though I might, I can get back at you, and I'm just the fears that she has, I'm going to tell them what they are so we can make her crazy because I'm mad at her. I'm like, really? So she knows that there are some radical actions to be taken because the way the country is going on. So they go to terrorize Beverly's boss. And like, when they get there, he's coming down the stairs with some gloves. And I'm like, hold up, what you got going on? Because, like, why you got on gloves? You in your drawers right now. What's good? So they get over there. He has some random man hung up by meat hooks in his attic. So he's crazy too. So now we're here because we need to get some video evidence, you know, to really terrorize people. What's going on with all these clowns and all these, you know, the signs, you know, to make fearful people. But Allie, she can't take this. You know, she's never been to one of the actual murders. This is her new experience for her. But I'm like, you knew what they was doing, so now you want to get sick? Really, girl? I'm like, and it was Beverly that threw the last the final blow at her boss after they done stabbed him I don't know how many times, and she took what looks like, well, you know, one of them things you chop wood with, an axe that may not have been an axe, but just right in his head. She took her mask off so he can see that it was her that did it, even though he was, you know, tied up and all that stuff. I'm like, Ivy, something wrong with you. We know something wrong with Allie. She has these fears, but you know, you so mad that she voted this way that you just completely turn on her. Child. So we got Allie. Speaking of her, she's spying on the neighbors. And y'all, the only thing that I can think about when she was spying on the neighbor is, girl, cut those lights off. Because clearly, if he just looks across the street, he's going to see you just shining bright up there through the window. We didn't have this conversation before, but this is with Oz. But, you know, Oz is little, so he don't know. Even though I knew when I was little, when I was trying to be sneaky, seeing what was going on across the street, when somebody was over there fighting across the street. But anyway, this isn't about me. She sees neighbor dude, you know, carrying a bag and looking suspicious. So she gets Oz's telescope, like, let me see what this dude is doing. And she takes it to the window. And I'm like, girl, cut the light off. Just have one of the blinds just open. You know, they supposed to be flat like this. Just flip just one of the blinds enough so you can get that telescope through so you can see what's going on. That's what you need to do. But she didn't do that. And she spots neighbor dude with the police officer. Now, at this point, things should be clicking in your head that, like, police officer and him are kissing. Police officer was trying to make me seem like this. Like, things not adding up to Allie at this point. I don't know if it was fear or what, but So, in true Allie fashion, even though she's scared of everything under the sun, including the sun, she goes investigates. So she sees neighbor dude's wife in a shallow grave. And I'm thinking, so you done dug this grave. Well, it wasn't a shallow grave. You dug this grave for your wife and you thrown your wife in there, but you just leave her? Like, really? You done did all that. You couldn't have covered her up? Like, what if, like, somebody, your neighbor had some, or just happened to be outside and just looked over being nosy? You done left all kind of evidence. Or, like, really? You done took the time to dig this hole and throw her in it, but we just don't leave it open? Really? So Allie runs over there and sees the neighbor lady, and neighbor lady is like, help, help me. She hears the noise and runs off. Her first thought was, let me call the police. I was like, okay, maybe, but the police is already at that house. So she calls Ivy. Well, you know, Ivy ain't gonna help because she's part of the crew. Well, neighbor lady runs to Allie for help. Now, why she do that? You don't run to the crazy person's house where the police is always over there. You run to somebody else's house, bang on the door. You run down the street. You do something. You don't run to Allie because Allie's not going to open the door for you. And that's exactly what happened. But she did let Allie know, look here, they all crazy. It's Kai, it's my husband, it's the police, and it's your wife. Help, but you know, they throw us out on what looks like a potato sack or maybe a pillowcase over her head and drag her off. But now it seems like the wheels is turning at Allie's head. I'm like, go ahead, go with that feeling, Allie, because you know something's not right. You know it's too many coincidences going on. But Ivy's still on the phone like, what's going on? I mean, you know, at first she was all with an attitude like, girl, I'm not going to do this with you. They are not no killers over there, even though she know they are. But she not going to let her know. So hopefully Allie gets to putting 2 and 2 together and realizing something ain't right. It ain't just me. So Kai calls a meeting of the crazy crew to let them know that I am 10 points up in the poll, but that's not enough. I need to be way up in the poll because I don't want to have a runoff. I ain't trying to do that. So we need to amp up the crazy. And by the way, we have a weak link. Beverly done already got into his head that old dude that I don't even know when he got initiated. Please tell me if you can. He the weak link. He always got something to say. When we was putting them people into the coffins, he was like, why does it have to be spaced like this? When we was finna doggone cut up Bob or stab Bob, he was feeling some type of way. He need to go. He might tell on us just so he can get himself off. He need to go. So, Allie, since you was over there all scared and fearful the last time and didn't participate in the killage. No, killage is not a word, but we're going to run with that. You need to throw the, you know, the first shot. So we're going to sit here and shoot this man in the head with nail guns. Take turns in doing it. Because apparently the most nails that was shot into somebody's head before they died was 13. So we're going to take turns and shoot this man in the head with a nail gun. Now, I know I could not have been the only one that thought that Kai was not going to participate because it seemed like he's more of a, I'm going to get in your head to tell you what you should do, and I'm going to sit back and be like, I ain't had nothing to do with it. But he shot, you know, the last blood was into the medulla oblongata. I only remember that from Rush Hour. It's sad, but that's the only way I remember that word was from Rush Hour. But Kai actually participated in what was going on. So lastly, we have Beverly and Kai and their whole pinky swear situation. And he was like, what are you afraid of? She's like, we ain't doing that. What are you afraid of? Tell me about the real person. Like, where your parents at? I be seeing these pictures on the wall. Okay, tell me who the man is behind the boy or the boy behind the man or whatever she said. And he gets to tell them how both his mom and daddy dead. They died 3 years ago. His daddy was a lawyer, was a good lawyer, but, you know, out on a motorcycle with some other dudes who thought they was big and bad, and he ended up paralyzed, and he was mean after he was paralyzed, like belittled mama, made me feel like crap, until one day mom just shot him all up in the guts, and then turned the gun on herself, and I was scared, called my big brother. who happened to be the therapist, knew he had something to do with this, and he helped me cover up their body, because he was like, Sister Winter is in school, my practice is in its infancy, and I'm not trying to tell my patients about how my mom and dad didn't kill themselves, and daddy got all this money from this accident. We're gonna have to pay the government, we're gonna have to sell the house, mama's pension's gonna be gone, so we just gonna put them in their room, put some loud in them, all mausoleum type, and we just gonna lock the door and just wait till Winter come home. She don't be coming home anyway. Only time she calls when she wants some money, so we just gonna do that. But Kai, at this time, is not the psychopath that he is. So he was feeling some type of way. So when Winter finally does come home, she's mad at first, but then it's like, okay, I'm in. But it was weird because Kai's like, I do visit them time to time. I know it stinks to high heaven in there. But, he goes in there time to time, talks to mom and dad, see how they doing. Well, not to see how they doing because, of course, how they doing, so. That was suggested went on. I was wondering when they was going to tell how Ivy went from, oh, Allie, you're my living wife, to I'm a part of the group that's, slowly making you crazier and crazier, so you can't be around my son. So that was the gist went on. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment or video response. And like I always want to thank my subscribers and the people who watch my videos. I want you to like this video, comment, and subscribe. It is free all day, every day. And share this video with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and here on YouTube. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.